Hey, if y'all want to watch this like a movie, I'm going to put Michael's stuff at the end. If you only want Michael's Gematria, down in the description, I will put a time click that will take you right to it. So I've got time to get all that done for you. So nothing happened. And, but that has not put us to sleep yet. Okay. I mean, things are really starting to. I was watching a TV show, and in the commercial, they were showing 2001 A Space Odyssey's theme song, which has a very crazy name. And I'm wondering if Michael will do gematria on that. He might have already. I'm going to check his, because I just put things right to his folder. But the name of the theme song is crazy. It's in my prep. The name of it is. But that movie released on April 2nd. And then here, April 3rd. And then the United Kingdom, May 15th, which this year sits right in between the Israel anniversary and then the full moon. So, you know, it's interesting. The Lord called me out of astrology and Catholicism. I believe it was this day, give or take a day or two. Might have been the 14th, but I think it was the 13th. And if you just put it with April 1st, which transfer portals back to when Alec Baldwin, remember the transfer portal is Janus Tenet or January 10th of 2022. We've proven that many times. If you want the tutorial on that, I'll put it down in the description of what the transfer portal is, the Dr. Pepper transfer portal commercial, how the game this year, how Donnie Darko talked about it on the 10th. This January was an overlay of this coming October and the October of 1988's Donnie Darko. And that's when they had the national championship game, but that's also when Donnie Darko went to talk to his professor on the 10th, on October 10th, which is January 10th of 2022, that he went and talked to his professor about time travel. And the movie Tenet, which is 10 backwards and forwards, and the month Janus, which is the god Janus that can see backwards and forwards. So Janus Tenet 2022 is actually the transfer portal of time date, where they can move dates back and forth through using that pivot day. And so if you look at when the exact day the Lord pulled me out of Catholicism and astrology, certainly not perfected. He didn't show me the truth in God's word as far as election and predestination and hell not being eternal torment until years later, 2017, as far as election and predestination. Hey, it's 11:17. Zechariah 11:17. But anyway, if you run that date of when the Lord called me out of astrology and Catholicism just through to April 1st, it's been 9 years and 11 months. So it's 9/11 coding. It's 119 months for Donnie Darko coding. And Michael's really hot on this time frame, and I am too. He and I both are seeing a lot of stuff. For instance, what I just showed you there. But Michael's seeing a lot of very interesting stuff. By the way, I've got a Facebook friend that came to me, says he watches the channel, and he has this Twitter account at Donnie Darkened. That's the name of his Twitter account, at Donnie Darkened, because that's what Donnie Darko stands for. And it's very interesting. It's, it's a good YouTube site. Twitter site from everything that I've seen. and we've been chatting back and forth in Facebook Messenger. Hey, here's your 119 coding. Sorry. So check him out. I'll put him in the description also. So I need to save that. Let's go through my prep. So the Dark Knight Rises game played on October 17th was the exact, when Bane declared martial law, it was the exact game. It was the Seahawks at the Steelers. They played this year on October 17th. And that transfer portals over to April 5th. And that's that my stepdaughter and I's, we are 1, 3, 4, or 5 days apart. And just remember that her number 3 times 19 times 1998, she's got the 138 for Donald Trump in simple gematria. She has the 88 for Trump in simple gematria and the 86ing of Donald Trump. It's all in her number. And so is November 3rd. So, you know, or January 13th, but you get the idea. Kind of have to look at everything. So if y'all see anything else in that, let me know. We're definitely looking at, you know, August 6th, August 8th for stuff, because the fact that Sirius, the dog star, rises on the same day of the Sturgeon full moon on August 11th. And August 8th, 11th, 11, 8 times 11 is 88. So, but April Fool's Day portals back to the Alec Baldwin psyop of the shooting. So, and when I abruptly quit my job over an incident, which I equate to April Fools also. So it's just interesting. That's all. What link did I put here? Was it the transfer portal of time, October 17th? When you go back 85 days, and when you add the 85 days, it goes up to April 5th. So is martial law declared on April 5th if Trump goes down April 1st or April 2nd? The day the earth stood still, I was just glancing through it and came upon this scene. Like, I didn't watch the movie. But Michael and I were just talking about Ronald McDonald. Ronald is the clone's name. There's Ronald Trump and Donald Trump per Bill Maher. And there's Ronald McDonald. And of course, the name Donald is in McDonald's. And they're signified by the golden arches. And we've been showing you the Gateway Arch, which is their version of, you know, one thing I wanted Michael to do Gematria on a long time ago was the Arch of Triumph. I wanted Michael to do Gematria on ARCDETRIOMPHE. That's the French version of the name. All right, so let's continue. I sent that to Michael. So the name of the song on 2001: A Space Odyssey is called also Sprach Zarathustra. And that's got to be some serious gematria in that. Don't you think? I mean, if you search it, also Sprach Sutra song, also Sprach Sutra meaning. Thus spoke Zahatra, the book for all and none. Now remember, it's German. Germany gave us the movie Metropolis, 1927 silent film about the abomination of desolation. Fascinating how all of that thus spoke in Wikipedia. Publication 1883-1892. Very killer numbers for second wife. Not going to get into that now. If you've been following along, great. There's a 53 at the top of that right there. My third marriage number. If you've been following all that, great. If not, we're not going to get into it. But there's the 88 and the 53 right there. That's Michael calling me. Guarantee it. Hey, two good conversations with Michael. We got cut off once. He was probably on his iPad. And then I checked out a video sent to me by a friend, then shared it with him. Michael's got a lot. This song, I told him, I said, that's right where we're at. Well, this is the book, but the song of 2001, A Space Odyssey. Came up to a lot of stuff. Michael ran it, and he was like, this is the usual, Trump assassination world. I don't know. I don't want to start. I can't remember it, but it was all of our stuff. I don't want to show this clip because it might bring down this copyright, take down the video. It's on Facebook, Will Smith and Chris Rock 2022 Oscars. And so Will Smith, Chris Rock makes fun of him. Will Smith comes up, slaps him. I'll break it down. Like I'll try to put it in slow-mo. Like I'll record it private. And I guess I could do that now real quick, huh? No, I can't record two Zoom videos at the same time. I'll do it afterwards and we'll break it down because we'll be able to slow-mo the slap. But then Will Smith cusses him out and tells him to keep his effing wife's name out of his effing mouth or something to that effect. And you could tell it's staged and faked, of course, but he acted extremely upset at Chris Rock. And so I told Michael, I said, that's how amazing these people are at acting. And he's comment over here, same people don't think this was staged, believe WWF is real. It was said by an African-American guy, will be acting so good, I can't tell if this is real or not. Now that's a punchline. So anyway, interesting. Let's get back to business. So the release dates for Space Odyssey, the movie, were April 2nd, April 3rd. Well, if Trump goes down on April 2nd, like I told Michael, it is April 3rd in other parts of the world, like in Australia. Like my two friends in Australia are always a day ahead of me almost. Lindell and her sister, or Lindell. I know the pronunciation now because her sister said it to me on audio. It's Lindell. So I was saying it right the whole time. I didn't call her Lindell. I said Lindell. That's how her sister said it. So I was watching this movie, Eat, Drink, Man, Woman, because it was by that director and who did some other pretty Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. He did, or Pi. He did Pi also. I know he did Life of Pi. That's what it was. And we see the 88 and the 007 coded into the movie. And this was a subtitle movie, you know, made over there in Asia. Still, they code in the 88 and a 007. You just, you have to love that. You have to really love that. And then we're getting to the end of my stuff that I gave Michael. Now we'll get into Michael's prep because I think we've done everything I wanted to do with y'all. And again, you'll be able to fast forward to this down the description. So Luciferian, POPE, consecration. Hashtag pray together. So today at noon, see, this dates back all the way to the 25th that Michael's been giving stuff to me that I just haven't had time to really get to in a video. So Roman time, 5 p.m. They wanted everybody to get involved in this ritual. And of course, that's, let me see, I can make a general, truthful, factual statement that will not be anything they could fight. Mary, Queen of the Universe, Catholic Church, I-4, Orlando. So it's called Basilica of National Shrine of Mary, Queen of the Universe. There, that was just a general statement I wanted to make. So in the photo, we see a crown on the head. What's another way I can say it? Inanna is Gaia. Gaia Inanna. Inanna Gaia. Gaia Inanna. Inanna versus Gaia. These are goddesses. Inanna / Ishtar. Inanna, goddess of God, collection, priestess, rose, brand, Gaia's wisdom, essences. Inanna, essence, reminds you. So Gaia is Mother Earth.
According to Greenpeace, Gaia was the Greek goddess of earth, mother of all life, similar to the Roman Terra Mater reclining with a cornucopia, or the Andean Pachamama, the Hindu, Prithvi, the Vast One, or the Hopi Kokyangwati, spider grandmother, who with sun god Tawa created earth and its creatures.
Meta, want Jet to always love me. Jet. Paul McCartney and Wings. Mater. Gaia is Venus. Inanna is Venus.
According to TNFonline.com, it is well known that Inanna, the Sumerian goddess of love and conflict, was identified in Mesopotamia with the planet Venus as the morning and evening star.
And who is Lucifer? Lucifer is Venus.
According to Wikipedia, in Roman folklore, Lucifer was the name of the planet Venus, though it was often personified as a male figure bearing a torch.
Yep. Gaia is the queen of the universe. Universal mother, Gaia. Venus was the queen of the universe. Queen of heaven, antiquity is an amazing thing to go all the way through. Venus, the queen of heaven. And when you click that queen of heaven through antiquity, you get Inanna, Astarte, Isis, and all the names. It's pretty, then there's Asherah. So, yeah. There's Asherah right there. Asherah, Astarte. The Know Your Enemy series really, dives back into all of that. It says, for the VIRGINMARY, see Queen of Heaven. Queen of Heaven, antiquity. And then, of course, the biblical MARY, which they bastardized, is found under Queen of Heaven. And so it doesn't take much. I just saw Ave. Ave Maria is Eve Mary. The Ave Maria. Virgin Mary. Ave is Eve. I just wanted to search it. In Latin, Eve is spelt Ava, which in reverse spells Ave, the greeting that the angel Gabriel spoke to. Okay. Like the movie All About Eve, everything's about Eve. Mary, the new Eve, community and mission. Eve's name is Latin for Ava. Well, what is Ava backwards? Ave, the first word Gabriel spoke to Mary. So you see how they've bastardized everything. Aren't they something? They are something. So anyway, what Michael did, pray together, was the Gematria search. And it came to Donald John Trump, Trump assassination, DJT for Donald John Trump, DJT assassination in Chaldean, comes to The Apprentice, comes to 322 or 322 coding for Genesis 3:22 and Skull and Bones. Comes to 38, which is a murder code, Michael tells us. So if you key in murder, does it come to 38? Yeah, it's 83 and 38. Okay. It's 38 in full reduction. It's 79. And remember, that's English ordinal. Remember, Earl died on May 8th. 1978, 5 times 8 times 1978, and you get the 79 for murder. And the other number is 12 for the church. So yeah, it's fascinating. And that was my journey. And that 912 coding, 912 divided by that's what the year it was when Kenny and I met. It was 2005 times our number. It was 912. And so, and when you 14308 times her number, you get the 79. So Earl's death, my second marriage, was how the Lord told me through numbers, and it was a lot more numbers than that, but how it's all about the Lord just showed me through numbers my salvational process, and it's just fascinating. George M. Bergoglio, the POPE, who is doing this consecration, also his name. So Pray Together comes also to Pope Francis, and of course, his full name. Whoops. Comes to Route 66, and 66 is the book of Revelation. It's the 66th book of the Bible. That's why Trump's penthouse on the 66th floor, even though Trump Tower is only 58 stories high. Comes to Four Horsemen, which gets into the deadly wound, which kicks off, which is the first horse, which kicks off then Third World War, which is then red horse, black horse, pale horse. Duke Blue Devils, and Michael and I were talking about basketball. He gave me the final four teams, and I told him we need to see who won the 1988 Final Four. Who won the 1988 Final Four? Kansas. Guess who's in the Final Four this year? Kansas. Toto. Hold the Line. Georgie Porgy. The music group Toto. We're not in Kansas anymore. Not when they flip this world upside down, we're not. Yeah, I was going to key in murder here too, but the other one already gave it to us. I don't know what murder comes up to in this. There's your 79, 474, and 399. All right, anyway. And there's a band called Kansas. Is that right, Jamie? And Toto. Also comes to Duke University. Jewish, Duke will be playing, well, Duke Blue Devils in Jewish Gematria. Duke will be playing Arkansas in Elite 8 in San Francisco while Trump 326 rallies going on. Yeah. Well, the Final Four will be played when Trump's rally's going on. It will be Kansas or Duke, or one of them playing in that game. Final Four bracket times. It's going to be on TBS, huh? So Kansas and Villanova will be playing when Trump begins. And Duke in North Carolina will be playing by the time Trump's speech is over. So Kansas will be playing. I think that's very significant. All right. Supreme Court silent on Justice Clarence Thomas hospitalizations. Has been the news for undisclosed recent hospitalization. All right, very good there. Simultaneously to Clarence Thomas hospitalization, Clarence Thomas's wife has been in the news for attempting to overturn 2020. Yeah, can't say that or they'll take down your channel. Good stuff, Michael. Clarence Thomas went to Jesuit College of Holy Cross and law school at Skull and Bones, Yale. If your kids work really hard, they can become Supreme Court justice too. He and his wife are both in the news for different reasons right now. I forwarded the articles about both of them. Clarence Thomas comes to Donald Trump, Donnie Darko, 911, Society of Jesus, White Horse, 9/11 Part 2. This was all the stuff Michael was telling me about. I believe it was that song from 2001: A Space Odyssey. He said it all came to the same stuff. 9/11 Part 2, and then April 1st, full reduction. October 3rd, Third World War, Lone Pine Mall, power outage, SEX UAL harassment. Yeah, Anita Hill, Clarence Thomas. Yeah, nice little psychological operation that was, as everything in their world is staged. Devin Booker is the star player on the 60-14, 8-11 winning percentage Phoenix Suns. He is currently dating one of a Kardashian. Devin Booker dating Kardashian. Kendall Jenner. Okay. Kendall Jenner, Devin Booker.
Check out these pictures.
Gotcha. Well, there you go. Devin Booker comes to Donald J. Trump, Donald Trump, Trump, ASSINATED. You know, when you're 86th. Comes to 201 for event 201 or 102 for October 2nd. Comes to IPEC Goat 2. Comes to October 2nd. Comes to 88. 119 for Donnie Darko's release date. Kentucky Wildcats. And which is who he played with. Now, so you see how scripted their world is. By the way, the 614 coding for the 811. So you have 614 coding with their, if your record is 60-14, you do have an 811 winning percentage. So that in that world of numbers, 614 Trump's birthday does come to 88 because 8 times 11 is 88. So it's pretty fascinating. You just, I don't know, man. Again, October 2nd, we think is when he will go down, but it could just be coding for when he will go down because it matches all these different ciphers. for when he really will go down. And we have to keep an eye on each date. And things really seem to be sparking. Michael told me a lot of stuff on the phone, and I was unable to absorb it all. Like I could, as far as be able to memorize it, to give it back to you right now. So he's going to be sending it on email, but it's pretty fascinating with all these different things that are coming up, like the Invictus Games, the video for that Prince Philip or what's his name? Prince Harry or one of them, Prince William, said boom, when he was sitting there with the Queen. Invictus Games, Prince Harry and the Queen.
These are all the individuals from last year doing this.
So I am, of course, God said I am. Jesus said I am. And of course, they want to bastardize that. They're always making fun of God. Michael told me of the man who came up with Invictus, I think wrote a poem, or Invictus came from a poem that is really dogging God out big time. So I was listening, Michael. I just can't regurgitate it all, but that was some fascinating stuff you were telling me, man. I mean, fascinating. Whatever he can put down on email. So commentary fair use for educational purposes. He's got I am on his lapel because they believe they are all gods.
The American man here was incredibly fast.
Commentary fair use for educational purposes.
It's quite close, isn't it?
Message.
So Michael saw this date come up Wednesday, April 17th, and we do get a Wednesday, April 17th this year. And there's your 1815.
From Michelle.
And of course, marriage number of second wife, 8, marriage number of me, 5, for whatever that's worth. FLOTUS, that would be Michelle Obama. Wednesday, April 27th, which was that year, but it's also this coming year. And he says, boom. And so if Trump does go down, does war then begin? It's the next horse. Is there a big boom that takes place militarily to kick off World War III a few weeks after Trump would go down, if it's this weekend?
Would you like to watch it together?
Yes.
Let's have a look.
Hey, Prince Harry, remember when you told us to
Yada, yada, yada. Commentary fair use for educational purposes. Look at the look on this girl's face right here in the background. That's pretty fascinating, isn't it?
bring it at the Invictus?
Wow. Can't believe we just saw that. Look at that. Look at what she looks like when you phase that in.
When you told
Wow. It looks like she's got the reptilian eyes going there.
us to bring it
Wow. Are y'all looking at that in the shape of her mouth? She's demonized.
at the Invictus
And then she blinked out of it.
games?
Wow. That's some serious stuff right there, man.
Careful what you wish for.
She's doing it again. Look at the reptilian eyes, man. Oh, wow. And then that, okay. So that was staged to do that. Okay. My bad. But boy, she looked creepy, didn't she? Boom. Boom. Military says boom. Of course, mic drop.
Oh, really?
Commentary, fair use for educational purposes.
Please.
Boom.
And there's your boom. Sorry, they faked me out with the girl's eyes. Still pretty freaky looking, wasn't it? All right, so let's go to this team needs some flowers. Booker calls for recognition as Suns clinch top seed. Weird statement for Devin Booker. This team needs some flowers. Comes to President Donald Trump. Presidential assassination and 7 years of tribulation. Don't worry, the Great Tribulation is not 7 years. You mentioned the Devil's Advocate in recent videos. It's time to relook at Gematria for the movie. I ran the Devil's Advocate and Devil's Advocate because it was marketed under the latter name. The Devil's Advocate comes to Donald John Trump. 121. Which is May Day, May 1st. We'll be looking hard at May Day too. Better believe it. May Day, May Day, May Day. Because it's the 121st day of the year. And it's in a series of 37s through the transfer portal. 37, then 74, then 111. Because remember, it's Janus 10. It's on January 10th. So day 121 is actually 111 through the portal. And because you always subtract 10. And the Dark Knight Rises was coded ridiculously nonstop with 121 coding. So anyway, 121. The Devil's Advocate comes to 121, which is just, that's May Day. And that's what people yell when they're going down, sinking, diving, you know, a jet's diving to the ground, a plane's crashing to the ground. Mayday, Mayday, Mayday. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. May 2022 calendar. What day is it on this year? It is on a Sunday. Well, if he goes down, if he does something on April 30th and goes down April 30th, which that's the code for God, 430. God, I forgot how I was going to search it. God, blueletterbible.com, Strong's Concordance. So you get go to Genesis 1:1, in the beginning God, you see the 430, and that could be an April 30th scenario for them. It is on a Saturday if Trump does speak. And when we do GOD times 2, comes to 14308. GOD 7154 times 2. And then the heart of it is the 430. The Devil's Advocate comes to Donald John Trump, 121, 201, or 102 for October 2nd, or event 201. Hurricane Florence in 2 ciphers. The Art of the Deal, Gainesville, Florida. Can you believe that? It comes to Gainesville, Florida, which is where the Antichrist came from. Gainesville, Florida. Gators have their 7th head coach, including Spurrier, since Spurrier. And 2 have won national championships, so 5 have not. So there are 7 Kings, 5 are fallen. And they were all fired except for Spurrier and Urban Meyer. Of course, the one is right now, just like it says, and one is not yet come. And when he comes, he must continue a short space. So the Gators football team is a complete replica, or replicating, excuse me, the Antichrist of Mystery Babylon. Now, 2 were not fallen, as 2 were called by God. Nebuchadnezzar, who wrote Daniel 4 and described his calling, how God persecuted him and then called him to the truth. And Darius the Mede, who also then loved Daniel and said the same things about his God as Nebuchadnezzar did, that he is the one true God of all gods. So those 2 kings of Mystery Babylon were not fallen. We've shown you that many times. The Trump Pizza Hut commercial where he says Napoleon, Alexander the Great, Donald Trump were all cut from the same cloth, and that cloth is very, very large. And Napoleon and Alexander the Great are listed here as Nebuchadnezzar. Don't pay attention to Darius III. That is actually Darius the Mede. And then, of course, you've got Hitler's birthday is April 20th, which is a total solar eclipse of 2023, when we believe Trump will return, performing the abomination of desolation. And it's 201 days of October 2nd for event 201, when you include both dates. The devil's advocate comes to Donald John Trump, 121, 201, or 102. Hurricane Florence, the art of the deal, Gainesville, Florida, 2022, which is this year. Los Angeles Rams. And the devil's advocate comes to September 11. Fascinating work, Michael, as usual. Devil's advocate, without the comes to Little Horn, Trump Tower, Jake Gyllenhaal, Los Angeles Rams. Remember, Jake Gyllenhaal played Donnie Darko and has a movie coming out right now called Ambulance. Devil's advocate comes to Los Angeles Rams, Gainesville, just Gainesville. Art of the deal, 666 888. The Godfather, Georgia Bulldogs, Phoenix Suns, Gemini Twins. Michael, fascinating. Private Jesuit, St. Peter's University is located at 2641 John F. Kennedy Boulevard. JFK is 10611, isn't it? The initials. JFK. And you times it by God, G-O-D, and you do get the 911 right there, don't you? Wow. I was always told by the Lord, if you get a single digit out in front, like 10611, if it's a single digit at the beginning followed by a 0, times it by 7154. That's just something the Lord showed me a long time ago. And you see where the 911 popped up right there. That's pretty fascinating. 2641 John F. Kennedy Boulevard, 07306. Wow. Y'all, 64 is my third wife number. 306 I was also told to take the if you have a 30, let's say for instance, you have a 306, to take the last number and move it and put it up in front, which would be 630. 630 is also my next wife's number, 3 digits. Because my first wife was 628, second one was 63. If you're just doing 2 digits, it's 62, then 63, then of course right there 64. See the 2641. And now you come over here and you look at the 73. Well, 306. Well, 630. First wife 628, next wife 629, next wife would be 630. And I showed y'all how my second wife and the 2 kids combined came to 629 with their numbers, because you marry the wife, you marry the kids. And I've shown you all that many times, that all 3 numbers together. 113,886 times 1, 5. All 3 together came up to the 629, and my first wife was Mama's birthday. First wife was 628, so the next wife would be 629, the next wife would be 630. So, and see the 73? Remember, first marriage was March 12th, which is what gave us all the coding for this 26 coming up. That was 1983, March 12th, 1983 comes to 138 for Donald Trump, simple Gematria, and 88 for Trump in Gematria. And of course, that marriage was 86, just like my stepdaughter's number comes to 113,886. So that 138 is in the heart of my stepdaughter's number, who I later married after this first marriage was dissolved. Well, look at the coding. 71, first marriage. Next marriage would be 72, and the third marriage would be 73. If you're doing progressions, and there's 73. So that's third marriage, third wife fused together. And you also have the 64 coding. 26 is G26 is love or agape. That's how my mind works. My mind just sees numbers and everything associated with them, as it's all been telling a story of the end times. I think my third marriage is the bride of, to be the bride of Christ, or there could actually be an actual physical marriage of some sort of nature once the world starts to fall apart. So the mascot for St. Peter's is the peacock, according to Wikipedia. In pagan mythology, the peacock is a symbol of rebirth. So that's why you've got NBC as the peacock. NBC, the peacock. NBC, the peacock. And it's been the peacock forever. So it's just another phoenix symbol. Interesting. Their basketball team is the 15th seed in the NCAA tournament. 15 is also my third marriage progression, because my first marriage, remember, she's 62848. I'm 7 times 6 times 1961. So 51. I'm sorry. So you see that 5 is my marriage number. That does not evolve. Okay. So you take the 5. If you go 3 marriages, 5 plus 5 plus 5 is 15. And they were the 15th seed. So everything about this St. Peter's all has coding for my third marriage, which was, I showed y'all how we got to the 326. And I said, if Trump doesn't go down, then that has all been symbolic of my third marriage, or a third marriage. Their basketball team is the 15th seed in the NCAA tournament, advanced to the Elite Eight. 8 is my second wife's marriage number, 8. The 5 and the 8. We have never figured out why Trump loves the 58, but I got married at the address of 585, 58. And I've shown y'all many times how Trump and I are just connected seemingly in almost every way. Because I'm Batman, because the Lord what? What is Batman about? You can see at night. You can see through the darkness is what it's about. Bats can see in darkness, and God gives his sheep the ability to see through the darkness of the earth, because this earth is nothing but darkness. And so when you go to Trump, 6 times 14 times 1946, you get 63 for my second wife, and there is a 64 for what would be my third wife, or if I'm the bride of Christ, I don't know. 1 WON, 4 FOR, 163, 464. That's Trump's number. It's got a 34 in the middle. We like that because from 1988 to 2022, as the year is a complete overlay, they're complete overlays of each other. They're 34 years apart, 1988 to 2022, and Donnie Darko took place in 1988. The basketball team is the 15th seed at the NCAA tournament to advance to the Elite Eight. They played North Carolina Tar Heels on Sunday, 3/27 in Philadelphia. St. Peter's Peacocks, which is the team name with their logo, comes to Trump assassinated, 88 miles per hour, Georgia, United States, The Four Horsemen, 1946, Ignatius of Loyola, Order out of Chaos. Now we know Ignatius, who began the Jesuit order. That's the name of the college, Ignatius of Loyola. Order out of Chaos, stock market collapse, One World Trade Center, March 29th, which is the 88th day of the year. We have to keep an eye on that date, don't we? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Till Tuesday, Taco Tuesday, got to keep an eye on it because it's the 88th day of the year. 121. Already gave you everything about that 121, which was coded all throughout The Dark Knight Rises and is May 1st. I have given Michael a lot of numbering systems that connect to somebody that I have shown him was born on May 1st, on May Day. 666. So 666 coding. It's just fascinating, isn't it? Well, see the daisy right there? Somebody did a video that shows daisy is the flower for the month April. The daisy is April birth flower, pushing up daisies. What does pushing up daisies mean?
Here's the definition of be pushing up daisies, be dead and buried.
So I Pet Goat has the daisy. It has the daisy up there. Somebody showed me that. Who in the world? I got it off a video or something. Somebody's video or something somebody sent me. It's got the daisy right there, y'all. And every year in the spring is when I go through something. That's like I told you, that's when the Lord called me out of the world, or began the process of calling me out of the world. I believe it was April 13th. And he showed me the truth in his word. I believe it was April, very late April. If not, it was early May when he showed me that God doesn't love everybody, when he showed me election and predestination. So April is every year at April, I'm always going through something that sort of changes me or pushes me to, you know, a new level of growth, I guess you would call it, growth in Christ, you know, growth to the Lord, forming me to the image of his son. And boy, if the book of Revelation is opened in April, because the rider of the white horse is what opens the book of Revelation. When Jesus opens that first seal, see, we don't know what's happening in heaven. We don't know but we will know the book of Revelation is officially in play, we would be living in a live exercise of living in the book of Revelation when Donald Trump takes that right eye wound. We would know it. It's time to do Gematria on Baron Semide. And we've done it a long time ago, and I'm glad that he's doing it again. Comes to Donald Trump, June 14th, president, comma, assassin. So it comes to president and it comes to assassin. Okay. Comes to Ides of March in 2 ciphers. So if we were to go to the Julian calendar, let's just key in April 2nd. March 20. So the Ides of March, if we were going to hit the Ides of March, let's key in the 29th. So it's actually today that would be our Ides of March in the Julian calendar. Ides of March. It's the 74th day in the Roman calendar. Assassination of Caesar. And what Michael was saying was the final 4, I believe. Where is the final 4 being played? 2022. Caesar's Superdome. It's just like the Peyton Manning commercial. We are all Caesars. We are all gods. That's what they're telling you. So Ides of March. Black Monday, which is today, by the way. And today is the Ides of March in the Julian calendar. Lone Pine Mall. Dave Grohl, of course, in the news because of drummer dying for the Foo Fighters, or bandmate, I should say. 86 for 86. 88 also comes to iPad Go 2, comes to Fake Death, comes to Apollyon, comes to April 1st, comes to October 3rd. Don't forget, second wife and I do come to 328. She's October 28, 1973. I'm July 6, 1961. And it ends in at 328, which is what today is. So I don't think nothing's happening today, but it could per that previous. What did Michael say? Something in the Black Monday and the Ides of March. Because of Ides of March and Black Monday, both of those are today. It is the Ides of March according to the Julian calendar, and today is Monday. So Dan Scavino's most recent tweet on 320, picture of recently hospitalized Clarence Thomas with the caption, "A national treasure." I've already tied Clarence Thomas to Donald Trump in previous email. Boy, yes, you did. A national treasure comes to Donald John Trump, President Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Trump assassination, DJT assassination. I wonder if Scavino's clearly coded tweet was really about. All right, it also comes, a national treasure comes to, or also comes to The Apprentice, 322, again there with that 322 coding, The Jesuit Order, September 11th, first woman president, collapse of Wall Street, 119, which is when Donnie Darko came out. It was on January 19th. Duke University. And I think Duke could probably win because, as Adam has told me, Trump was Duke Nukem and played by the same actor that played Biff. Duke Nukem. That Duke Nukem is Trump, my friend Adam told me. Duke Nukem is Donald Trump. Donald Trump quotes, blah, blah, blah. Even Duke Nukem won't work with, I don't know. Actor that played Duke Nukem also played Biff. Somebody did, he said. I can't remember what that was. That was in Adam's. He messaged me that. Yeah. Of course, Stevie Wonder did Sir Duke. And we've now realized that everything's about Trump. Foo Fighters drummer Taylor Hawkins allegedly died. It comes to Donald John Trump. Trump murdered. R.C. Christian, you know, the Georgia Guidestones guy, character. Atlanta, Georgia, Skull and Bones, Back to the Future, stock market crash. His official name is Oliver Taylor Hawkins. That comes to President Donald Trump. DJT assassination, 138, 666, 119, and collapse of Wall Street. It's fascinating. The deal was announced on 7/26, 2021, and 121 for May Day comes to Antichrist. That alone could be why 121 is coded all throughout The Dark Knight Rises, because it's all about the Antichrist. That just makes total sense. New Orleans Saints and Caesars Entertainment announced partnership, stadium rebranded as Caesars Superdome. That took place on 7/26. And agape or love is also G26, which G is the seventh letter. So are they bastardizing coding for love? The Queen versus the President. Boom. Yep. We went ahead and pulled that up. This is straight insane. The Undertaker to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame in April. This is straight insane, Michael says. The Undertaker is going to be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame on April Fool's Day, April 1st, which does transfer portal back to when Alec Baldwin had that incident, which involved shooting. Remember that 38 is murder. I believe it's full reduction. Trump's rally in Michigan, WrestleMania 38. The Final Four at Caesars Superdome will be occurring next Saturday on 4/2. The marquee match of WrestleMania 38 will be between Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns. Isn't Caesar about to get it? Or he's speculating, is he about to get it? Get this, according to the article, the event will stream live on Peacock WWE Network. Remember that the only college team represented by the Peacocks is St. Peter's Peacocks, all about rebirth, who were the 15th seed to make the Elite Eight, playing into the spot of the Final Four. Remember that the Peacock and the Phoenix can be used interchangeably because they both represent rebirth. Now that we're on the subject, NBC is the Peacock Network and has always represented by a Peacock logo. Yep. Good stuff, Michael. And Michael also is quick to tell us that there's never been a WWE WrestleMania that spans 2 days. This one does, a Friday and a Saturday. That's Michael's last email. More are coming. You remember what all I said I would put in the description? Oh, I'll put a break, a time break, so you can click it and take you right to Michael's Gematria. And at Donnie Darkin's Twitter site will also be in the description. Yeah, I think that was all I said I would do. I hope I didn't get rid of anything else. Anyway, love y'all very much. Ask questions anytime. Oh, that's what I always say in my Bible study. Love you very much. Love reading your comments. I already answered a few comments of people that had just said things. So I don't really have anything new to present here. But it was just a nice lady came on and said some things, this B. Bayer, and she talked about how people she used to follow, and I just told her, don't follow those people anymore. They don't tell you the truth in the Word of God. They lie to you about the Word of God. And told her to make sure to go to my TS Daily Bible Study channel and click the playlist and start watching the Bible studies. I do them daily, but I slot them into items that all fall into playlist, such as I think I might have made a little bit of a breakthrough with Daniel 11, the King of the North, King of the South, and just in understanding that it might be telling the story of how Mystery Babylon has changed kingdoms through time. And one would be represented by North or South. And that it's not actually just a North and a South. It's actually some are North, some are South. And because remember, you went from the Babylonians, who then went to become the Medes, and start over. The earth has always been run by spiritual Mystery Babylon. And they actually had a Babylonian kingdom that had Israel captive. And then it swapped over to the Medes and the Persians, that then swapped over to the Greek Empire, then over to the Roman Empire. And then you'll get your actual Donald Trump Antichrist Empire at the very bottom, the iron mixing with clay, which is the ghost in the machine mixing with mankind, or man becoming possessed by the demonic fallen angels and starting to kill sheep, as they will all become superheroes for a very brief time. And so it might be telling the story of how they swapped, from becoming Babylonian, to the Medes, Persians, over to the Greek, because right before it starts talking about King of the North, King of the South, it does start talking about the Medes and the Persian Empire. So it might just start with the Mede-Persian Empire on through. So it's just something to think about. But anyway, TS Daily Bible Studies and speculating on things, that Daniel 11 is speculation. Take everything to prayer, let God be true and every man a liar. The things I'm dogmatic about, though, I do teach thoroughly: election, predestination. God doesn't love everybody. There's no such thing as free will. Hell is not eternal torment. Revelation 20 from beginning to end is the story of judgment, which is the battle of Gog and Magog, as there was a real battle, which was God's judgment on Gog and Magog specific, and how that's retold through the real end times judgment of all goats and fallen angels on earth. So anyway, that's a great channel to visit, along with my old channel known as, and somebody else had asked, what are all your channels? And they were watching a Trump Antichrist video. And so I gave them to her, but if she's watching this video, I'm now showing her Telling Truth Archives. Click playlist and go down to Romans 11 study, Romans 7 study, Abomination of Desolation, but super big important ones in my opinion: No Free Will, John 3:16, falsely written and taught proof, 5 video series, Mark of the Beast, knowing for sure, 4 video series, Hell is not eternal torment, 5 video series, Hell is the grave, it is death. Death and hell are thrown into the lake of fire. They're already dead. Abyss is North Pole, Mr. Freeze, global warming excuse. It is pretty fascinating. AI is the ghost in the machine, Mark of the Beast is also really good. Rapture is post-tribulation, proof, 5 video series playlist. So yeah. And of course, the Donald Trump Antichrist series, which then continues on the playlist at Telling Truth too. All right, love y'all. Love reading your comments.